Ideas do not float around untethered in empty space. They inhabit the infrastructure of the brain. But if the brain starts to fail, these ideas are not just lost to their creator, but are lost to us all. Our next laureate has designed gene therapies to target the diseases that rob us of ideas, feelings, and memories. To tell us more about him, please welcome Breakthrough Prize and Google co-founder Sergey Brin and a multiple Golden Globe and Emmy-nominated actress, Kerry Washington.
In February this year, tens of thousands of people across the world took part in the March for Science. Imagine this, they took a stand for the Enlightenment values of reason, evidence, respect for the truth. And this is not just a matter of principle, it's truly a matter of life and death, because science remains the only tool we have to understand the diseases that affect our bodies and our minds.
I just met our next laureate last night, and he was so modest that he just briefly mentioned his DNA oligotherapies. But that turns out to be just the tip of the iceberg of his long list of scientific discoveries. And furthermore, this new kind of therapy holds promise for many different diseases, in addition to the present trials that are being conducted in Huntington's.
Each year, one Breakthrough Prize is awarded to a scientist who's made significant advances in the fight against neurodegenerative diseases.
Which genes are really driving disease? You'd like to treat the cells that are driving rapid disease progression. So we thought, well, how could we do that? The nervous system absolutely is an interconnected neighborhood. The human brain is comprised of approximately 100 billion neurons, very big cells that have to live for our lifespans. They're never replaced. They need help. They're so highly interconnected that in the major neurodegenerative diseases, the initiating events may be quite distant from where the final failure is. In the one that we got started with, ALS, sometimes called Lou Gehrig's disease, the field thought that the genetic damage is only within the motor neurons, and we showed that that was not true at all. The mutant gene is expressed in every cell in the body, and it damages not just the motor neurons, but the cells that support the health of the motor neurons. Can we use a designer DNA drug approach to silence the bad gene? Those sorts of approaches had been tried, not in the nervous system, but in peripheral tissues, and they had failed time and time again. And the first attempt to put these designer DNA drugs into the nervous system, it succeeded. We introduced the drug into the nervous system, and we showed that we could deliver it almost everywhere in an effective way. In a decade, we are going to see major changes in patient therapy and outcome. I am an optimist, and I've always been an optimist. These gene silencing approaches, both the one that we've developed and the ones that will follow after, are going to have major effects.
For revealing the molecular development of a type of inherited ALS and establishing antisense therapy in models of ALS and Huntington disease,
the $3 million Breakthrough Prize is awarded to Don Cleveland.
Don Cleveland is truly a high-flying thinker. He says he does a lot of his best thinking in flight on airplanes.
Science propelled America to greatness. And leadership in science is crucial for America to maintain that greatness. I learned this lesson initially from my father, a physics professor. And then I watched him slowly disabled by Parkinson's disease, which naturally motivated my interest in neuroscience. I share this extraordinary honor today with my wife, who supported and enabled me to pursue a career that I love, and with my colleagues and trainees. Together, we have used science to decode the pathways that develop rational therapies for diseases of the nervous system. Thank you very much.